What's going on, everyone? This is Wisnoski, SkullCatPodcast. Today, I'm going to give you a little guide on something, right? This is good for brand new bartenders, a refresher for veteran bartenders, and good information for everybody else in between. Today, I'm talking about vodka. What you should know about it, quick little guide on it. Here we go. All right, so the origin of vodka can be traced back to Eastern Europe, right? So primarily Russia and Poland. That's where it primarily came from. Mainly used with potatoes back then, but now, honestly, the fermented process for it can be potatoes, wheat, rye, sometimes fruit, sometimes sugar, right? So there's definitely different ways that you can now get vodka. It's not just from potatoes like how it used to be, right? So the one thing you want to know about characteristics of vodka is it's very clear, right? When you're sitting there looking at vodka, unless there's something added to it, it's a very clear, see-through liquor, right? With that being clear and nothing really in it, it's great for mixers, right? It's a great liquor to add stuff to. It's in a lot of different classic cocktails, and we'll get to that in a second, so don't worry about that. Alcohol content primarily is between like 35% and 50%. So now how you look at that is if you look at a bottle, right, and it says 40% alcohol, which is usually the standard, 40%. 40% translates to 80 proof. Now how you get that is you take the 40% times 2, you get 80, right? If you were to sit there and see a bottle that says 100 proof, right? 100 proof, you take it, go the exact opposite. Take that 100, divide it by 2, and now you're at 50%. So what that means is essentially that bottle of liquor, if it says 100 proof or 50%, essentially that's 50% ethanol. The other 50% is, water, is whatever else is added in there to make it, the liquor that it is, right? But that's something to think about. So typically vodka in between 35%, 50%, right? That's typically where you're going to see that. So now how you actually produce vodka, right? First, they ferment it. So again, like I said before, potatoes, wheat, rye, right? They're going to ferment that base ingredient. That's where they're going to get the alcohol from, okay? And then they're going to distill it, right? That's the process of heating it up, cooling it down, heating it up, cooling it down, right? That's going to get it to the actual consistency that they want, right, for the liquor. Then to get it nice, crystal clear, they're going to filtrate it, right? Now, primarily with vodka, what they do with this is they do it through charcoal or other similar material, and that's to get all the impurities out. So when you have that vodka, it basically looks like water, because pretty much that's what it is. It's vodka, right? And then they add in the water to the rest of it to get the desired alcohol content, right? So if it's 40% alcohol, you're gonna have 60% water in there, right? So that's kind of what they're doing. So vodka, unlike the other liquors, is pretty straightforward. It's a lot easier to make than the other ones, but there's still a process into it to make it the purest form it can be, right? So a little bit how vodka is made, okay? So now uses of vodka, you can do so much with it, right? So you've got classic cocktails such as the Moscow Mule, the white and black Russian, right? The Cosmopolitan, Screwdriver, Espresso Martini, French Martini. There's so many classic cocktails out there that use vodka, right? And it's fun too, like, again, Moscow Mule, black and white Russian. Again, it gives it its name back to the origin of where it came from, being Russia. So always something to kind of think about, like, oh, okay, cool. A white Russian, that comes from Russia. Or, it uses vodka. You know what I mean? So, but also the great thing about it is because it's such a neutral, flavor, you can add any mixer in it. So really you can add, soda, you can add water, you can add tonics, energy drinks, juices, right? Anything in it. The cool thing is you add it in there and you're not really going to get a huge taste of the vodka. So it really masks it really well, and that's why it's usually the popular choice for people at the bar, is because they can add whatever the heck they want in there, and it's going to taste pretty good. And they'll be able to have multiple ones Because again, they're not really tasting the strong flavor of, say, a bourbon or like the bite of a tequila, right? They don't want that. They just want something neutral. Still want to get intoxicated. They just don't want to have to taste it while they're doing it. So, but that also makes vodka one of the highest selling and most popular, liquors, spirits in the world because of that. Because it's so neutral, you can put it in anything, everybody uses it, right? So some of the main brands you're going to see, and there's a million out there, but the main ones you're going to deal with at the bar or as a customer ordering it, right? You're going to use Tito's, Grey Goose, using a lot of classic cocktails, right? Kettle One, very popular, Stoli, Absolute. There's a bunch out there, right? But these are some of the main ones you're going to see. You're going to be able to recommend those kind of vodkas, or they're just going to be asked a lot. Again, a Grey Goose and soda. All right, cool. It's a vodka, put it in the soda, it's all good. Again, this is a quick, simple breakdown. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. Giving you some information on vodka. I'm going to go through each liquor, all right? Give you information on all of them. Vodka was the first one. Stay tuned for some other ones. And with that, Aaron Wisnoski, SkullCatPodcast. Lots of bartending information here. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to keep doing this. Let's have some fun. I'll see you in the next one.